Good afternoon, Quest for Thunder. We're glad you're here. If this is your first time visiting Quest for Thunder, we're refitting a 1983 Pearson 422. Her name is Thunder, and we're in the midst of a pretty major interior refit. We've done a lot of work on this boat since the day we purchased her, and we continue to work on her. So we're glad you're here. We're glad you're joining us, and we encourage you to comment and help us out. If you've got ideas, if you see something that we're doing, we can do it better, a comment from you is a great help. These videos are fairly real time, and so your comments are definitely helpful, and they definitely will be applied because you know, we are almost real time. So again, thanks for joining. Today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be working a little bit on the nav station area, doing some work there. We've moved away from some of the major projects because we've basically completed most of them. We do have one left. That's the one systems type project, well, maybe two. We have the stove and the propane system, and then we also have the sinks. I ordered sinks for the aft and forward head, and they came in, but they were the wrong size, so I had to send them back. So we're being delayed there. But once we get the sinks in, we'll be able to get the plumbing all hooked back up, and at that point, we'll be able to clean the system, run water through it. We have already replaced the fresh water pump, and so everything is good there. We inspected the plumbing when we took up the flooring, and all the plumbing is good. So we're in good shape there. We just need to get it clean, and so that'll be the next thing that we do. But anyway, we're glad you're here, and we appreciate the fact that you are taking the time to watch. If you haven't subscribed to us, please consider subscribing, and you know, just help us to grow. Share these videos with your family and friends, and don't forget to comment. And so let's get to it. We'll get below, and I'll show you what we're up to today. So here we have the nav station. It's a forward-facing nav station, so there's the table. Now, in the past, this nav station, the table extended to here, and this was so when the table went to open, and there was some plexiglass or something right here in this space, and the instruments were attached to that. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to take that down, which I did, and got rid of the old instruments, and I wanted to build a frame here from right here, which goes down and comes across to this section. So it would be similar to this. It would be coming from the bulkhead over here, and it would be lined up with this desk, right like that, and it would go all the way up to the top part of the bulkhead up here, all the way across to this section over here, and then down, etc. So it would be lined up with this tabletop. So that way I can open the tabletop without interfering with the instruments. And I put a frame in this space. If I frame out this space, and then I can hinge on the bottom, I can hinge that inside piece so that I can mount the instruments. In various locations. But if I had to get to the back part here to work on the instruments, or if I was going to store something back here, I could just fold this in. I could just fold this inside portion down, and then I could reach in there. So that's kind of the game plan. The issue with doing that is if I ever want to, there's a lot of wasted space back there. So, you know, if I want to use that space for storage, every time I want to go in there, I'd have to lower that section down, which would, you know, expose the back of the instruments, just to be able to use that space. Now, I guess I could put stuff in there that I don't get to or don't need to get to that often, and that would be fine. But yeah, I don't know if there's a better way to do that or not. The other problem is we've had to put these large holes in, as you can see here. This is one of the air handling units right here for the AC on the boat, and this is a brand new unit. I just had it installed last year, and it requires ducting. It can't be just you can't just blow into a space. It requires ducting. And so in order to make it efficient, we really need to duct it somewhere other than that space right there. We need to duct it into a different space. So we open that space up so that we can get in there, and then we draw that. As you can see, that flexible ducting goes through there. So what I'm thinking about doing with this is, since it's back here behind this, is just turn the duct this way, and on the back side of that piece of wood that I'm going to be putting up to make the frame, connect this flexible ducting to a vent that I install in the wood. So that's what I'm thinking about doing there. The other thing I could do is I could probably duct it to here. Cut this shorter. Cut it shorter and duct it to this, like that. You follow me? It's hard to do this with one hand. Duct it like this, and then it would come out down here on the bottom and blow into the space. It's AC, so I mean, well, it's heat too. So I don't know. Now, obviously the AC, it's better if you can get it up, but I really can't get it up any higher than about right here anyway, because of the space that I'm working with. And previously it only blew out of here. There was a louvered wall here, and it just emptied into this space and came through the wall, which was not very efficient. Like those doors there, it was just that, like that. So that's where we're at. On this side, I've already patched one of the holes that were over here. That was put in by the previous owner, right here. I'm not real sure why he had that hole there, but this part is going to be exposed. You're going to be able to see this once the wall is up, and so I don't want a big hole there. So I found some teak wood piece, and so I'll just sand all this down really good. And I think what we're going to wind up doing here is we're going to wind up painting this a dark color, like black, because it's in here, and so that shouldn't, the fact that the grain is going a different direction shouldn't be too much of a problem. Just sand it all down and just paint it. Anyway, so the rest of this back here is hidden. So it would make good storage, but I don't know. If you got any ideas about it, let me know. That's the project that we're working on right now. I'm gonna get this nav station complete so that I can move on. Down below here, you can see this part of the nav station where the raw fiberglass is. We're going to be taking the raw fiberglass. We're going to be covering the raw fiberglass with some carpet, indoor-outdoor carpet. So that'll look really nice. It'll also help insulate a little bit. And I may put some up in here too, just for the insulation value. And if not that, I'll put some other kind of insulation in there, just for general purposes, since I have access to it. So that's where we're at right now. Boy, it's raining like crazy. It's like cats and dogs out here. Go up here, check it out. And it's really coming down out here. You can see all around here. Rainy day. My new enclosure. Oh, that's right. You guys have seen the new enclosure. So this is the new enclosure. all the way around, all the way around, all the way around, all the way around, completely 360 degrees enclosed. Got new covers for the hatches out there, right there. And in the back, there's one for the pinnacle cover there, and the wheel cover. So that's nice. This is the old Bimini that was here before. And the problem with the old Bimini right now is that it's leaking. I think I need to get some of that 3M waterproofing spray and spray it down a little bit on top. I think that's probably what I think that's the only reason that it's old. It's been here a while. It's been beat up by the sun, and it's just not waterproof anymore. And I need to put some of that on there because right now I'm getting a lot of dripping in there. I don't want that. Yep. Got some new winch covers as well. Winch covers, winch covers, winch covers. Winch covers over here. I didn't do any winch covers out there. Should have probably, but didn't do any. Just in here. So anyway, I'm going to go back down below and see if I can find myself some other things to do.